intro to this beautiful song. It's always been one of my favorites by Billy Squier. It's off his Tale of the Tape. It's his first solo album, and it's a really good album. It just got released on iTunes, and Bruce Kulick plays on this, the ex-guitarist for Kiss, and he's got his own band, Stray Dogs, and now he's in Grand Funk Railroad. And I've actually had some correspondence with Bruce. He's a great guy. So with that said, we'll get into the rhythm. There's a lot of really cool rhythm parts in this, and with that there's also some real neat Hendrix style double stops and hammer-ons. So we'll go over all that, including the lead and licks that are in this song, and even the slide. So the song starts out with the drums, and it's a great intro. That drum intro is one of the most sampled drum intros or drum sets in hip-hop ever. So after that, we're going to come in with, what we're doing is playing a D sharp to an F, okay? And we're using the fourth root note. So we're going to be on the fourth string at 1, the third string at 3, and the second string at 4. And we're going to slide that up and then hit it down, up, stop, and then come back and back. So we got a back and forth. Okay? And then what we do, we're going to come back in with it and then do a down up with scratch, just not hitting the strings sounding, and then to B flat. All right, so we have this. Okay, one more time slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next part they'll come in, we're going to go from an F to a G, and we're just sliding back and forth. And you don't want to overstrum this. Just let the chords ring and let the song and the bass and everybody breathe. So we do a measure of that, and then we're going to go down to our B flat, or A sharp if you want to look at it that way, to C. So there's a 4 count and it's staccato on that C. Then we're going to do these muted notes. It's going to be on the 5th string, 1, 2, 3, fret. The 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string referencing an A flat. And it's, like I said, that 5th string is muted. Alright, and then they're going to start a different type of rhythm. Okay, I hear 2 guitars in this, and what I think the other guitar is doing, he's playing the same chords at this point. Or you can just do partial chords. Okay, however you're comfortable. After that little bridge, when they come back in, all right, what he's going to do, the rhythm changes for 2 measures. And this is what it is. I'll play it at speed and then I'll show you what we're doing. So then they go back into it. So for those 2 measures, the first measure, what you'll hear is you're going to start actually on the F. Okay, and you're going to come back and forth, and then you're going to hit these notes on the 4th string because we're in this position. We're going to go from the 3rd fret to the 1st and back. All right. Then you're going to slide from the 1st fret up to the 3rd fret, and we're going to be referencing our A flat to B flat. So what we're doing, we're not playing the 5th string, we're just playing the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Okay, and that gets you in position to do this chord again, all right? Then they do, those notes always follow that, but this time there's no lead in, okay? The drums really are prominent in this part. So then you go, all right, so that's our 2 measures, and then we're back into the, just like the intro rhythm. Okay, so you know the rest of the rhythm. But that's the difference that they do. Again, that second part of the rhythm, the drums are real prominent in that. So we know the intro verse and then the bridge, and then the next verse is just like the first. The next bridge really takes us into the lead, and it's a little longer, and there's a slide guitar in the first half, and then there's some licks in the second half. And when there's a bridge, there are some slide guitar, and we'll go over what those are. They're basically following the chords. But next, let's go over the second bridge, which leads us into the lead, okay? Very similar. You'll see what I'm doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a full measure of F and G, and then a full measure of B flat to C, okay? Now, the second measure of B flat to C, because there's 2 of them, what you're going to do instead of, the drums start kicking in and you're just kind of following the drums, and you're going to stay on that C, and you're going to go up to D now, so you'll be sliding from C to D. And this is a half measure, so we're going to slide up once, back, again down, and when we come back, what we're going to do is hit it again and pull off and strike just the 5th and 4th string, so we're referencing an F. And then he's to the G. Okay, and that's a half measure. So let me show you that, taking it from the C. So you saw when we went from the F to the G in the second half, we did another half measure. Here we're going to just do another strike, and then to our B flat. Okay, and that continues on for another 2 measures, and your notes, and then like that. So if you listen to that, that's the rhythm, and that's what's underneath the lead. Tip: if you've got 2 guitars and you want to play the slide part with it, I would suggest one guitar doing the D sharp and F up here, and the other doing like I showed. But the slide part, what he does is he's sliding into the chord. When you go from F to G, he's sliding into this G at the 12th fret. We're going to be over that, just past the dots, over that steel fret on the 4th and 3rd string. And you can slide back 2 frets, because that's back to F. And each one's a little different, each bridge, because what he's doing, he's sliding in with the chord, and he's kind of holding just the chord. The second time through, what he's doing is sliding in and then using the 3rd string, that G string, to slide back. So it sounds like this. Okay, and then you can just come up, if you let it ring, you can come up with the 4th string, so it'll sound like this. Then you're going to move that up to the 17th fret, okay? So we're still referencing our C to B flat. Okay, that'll get you those notes, and same thing you can do. Okay, so that's kind of what he's doing with the slide. Now, what happens when you have two guitars, this slide on your middle finger presents a little problem when you're trying to do. You can do it with your ring finger, mute those notes, 1, 2, 3, and then hit your chord, or you can just mute this first string twice, and then the third string muted. Okay, that's just another tip. If there's two guitars, you won't notice the difference. All right, and you're back into the rhythm. So you can see how you can do that if it's on your middle finger. Listen for the slide. He's, again, playing the chords. And then when the lead is just about ready to break in, when they come back to that C here. All right, listen for that. You'll understand what he's doing here on the first and second string. Alright, and then the lead will come in and it'll sound like this. So we've touched a little bit on what he's doing with the slide, and again, just listen to the recording. You'll be able to get it. I'm pretty sure it's in normal tuning because he goes right into the lead. For clarity, I took the slide off so you can see what I'm doing here. What we're going to do, this is in G minor scale, so we're going to play on the first string at the 3rd fret, come up to the 2nd string at 6, back to 3, and we'll do that twice. Then we're going to take the 3rd string, strike it, bend it up, release, pull off to 3, and then hammer on back to 5. Then we'll catch the 2nd string at 3, and then the 3rd string at 3. So you have this slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to end up on the 4th string at the 5th fret. Okay, so you can see how that all falls together. It really is a great lick. All right, we'll take it from the top again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're at that position, so what we're going to do is just lean down, catch 3, or the 3rd string at 5, back to 3, and the 4th string 5 to 3, and we'll do that twice. So I'm going to take off from this 4th string to show you. Okay, and then we're going to hit one more time on the 4th string from 5 to 3. And then we'll do 5 to 3 on the 5th string, and then 6 to 3 on the 6th. It's kind of in the mix as he gets in there. So slowly from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. So practice that because you want to build up the speed. All right, it's quick. It's a great lick. Okay, so for the next lick, what he does is he's going to slide up on the 4th string to 14, and then come to the 3rd string. So let's take the first little half of that. So what he's doing is sliding up to 14 on 4, and then we're going to come to the third string and hit 12 to 14, and then hit 14 again and bend it up and release to 12. Then we're going to hit it one more time from 14 to 12 on that third string. Then we'll hit 14 on 4. Okay, so we have this so far. Then we'll just come down to 14 on 3, and then 14 on 4 with some vibrato, because that's kind of the end of the first half of the lick. So let's take it together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second half of the lick, kind of pretend you didn't slide in, okay? We're going to take off from the actual third string at 12 and do the same lick. So we're going to hit 12, 14, and then hit 14 again with a bend and a release to 12. Then back to 14 and 12. Back to 14 on 4. And the third string at 12. And then we're going to hit 15 on the second. Give that some vibrato, then we'll take that up to 17 on the second with some vibrato. And hit it, I think, 6 times. And then we're going to end on the actual C note on the third string at 17. Alright, so that second half all together. So after the lead, we come back in with that second half of the intro verse. Just come into kind of a mellow part. You're going to hear these double stops, which I'll show you in a second, and they are fantastic. He goes to his F and just kind of playing through that palm muted, and then you'll hear him do the D sharp to A sharp. All right, you'll do that 3 times through. The fourth time through, you'll do this. Okay, what you're doing is 2 strikes on the D sharp and 2 strikes on the A sharp. Alright, and then back into it. And the song starts fading out. And we'll go over those double stops next. Here's what the double stops sound like during the outro. Okay, so this is a typical kind of Hendrix takeoff, all right? So we're muting that F chord, and what we're going to do is we're going to start out on the 5th string at the 10th fret, hammer in. You're kind of barring across these frets. If you catch these 2 strings together, the 5th and the 4th, that's fine. But you're really kind of just hammering onto the 5th, then the 4th string, and then the 3rd and 2nd you're going to hit together and hammer into 11 on the 2nd and 12 on the, and then 12 on the 3rd string. So it sounds like this. Alright, and it's a hammer on and pull off. Second time through, you're going to hammer on to the 5th and 4th, and then just hit the 3rd and 2nd at 10, and then you're going to hit the 11 and 12 on those strings, back to 10, and then you're going to go to the 3rd and 2nd string. This is referencing that C sharp, and then we're going to hit the 5th and 4th referencing that A sharp. Okay, so together it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, you'll do that 3 times through. The 4th time, he changes it up. Really, really tasty. You do the very first half with your hammer on and pull off. Then you're going to move to the 13th position, okay? And you're going to play the 1st and 2nd string and then just hammer on the 2nd string to 14. Then you'll hit the 12th or 13th fret of them. Now you'll move to the, let's see, that's the 8th position, and we're going to do a hammer on and pull off on the 2nd string while hitting the 1st also. And then you can hit a double stop on the 3rd and 2nd string. And then you're twice on that, what would be referencing your C sharp, the 4th and 3rd, and then the 5th and 4th. All right, so all together, that last one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, kind of slow there, but you can hear how you can even just hit that G note. Really slick lick. He actually does it twice. You hear it in the fade out because they do it for 2 measures. So 3 of this, and then that last one. All right, so I hope that helps everybody. That last part was killing me for many years until I listened to it again recently and said I'm going to learn this song, and it all fit together. So I hope everyone enjoys this.